Hola clase! So we are in the final week of work. You're almost done with this class. Congratulations. So there's a lot of work to be done in the final week. I've finished grading most of your things, so just have that last discussion post to grade for Unidad 7. So for the final week, you have a final project to do, a final project video submission, your oral final that you're going to sign up for with me again, your Spanish culture discussion, and a final exam in D2L. So here you can see it all in the scheduled work and when it's all due. So it's starting Monday is the final project. Then the next week is the oral final, and then next Thursday and Friday is when the final exam and the culture discussion are due, and the project submission, the video submission is due 24 hours before the oral final time and date that you sign up for. So I'm going to go over the final week work. So you can see it all here in D2L. If you go to content, you can go scroll all the way down to the bottom and see final week. It's all right here. There's a nice checklist for you again. It describes everything for you, what you're supposed to do, and when to do it, your assignments, where to submit them. But the big thing is to talk about the first thing, which is your final project. So you're going to research one of the 3 topics that you've been given here, and you can do a written submission, right? An optional draft that was due today. If anyone does want to still do the draft, you can still do it. And I can extend the due date from Monday. So I'm going to change the due date from Monday until Wednesday. And then that's due on Wednesday. And then if you want to give me a final draft, you can submit it by Monday. So I'll just change those due dates in there so you guys have that. Okay, so here's your final written project. You can see the details here. There you go. So you're going to go ahead and write a 1-page, about 250 words, double-spaced, in Spanish, academic heading, all those things. Make sure if you're using references that it's APA or MLA format. Use the present subjunctive, so that's what I'm looking for, okay? I'm also looking for you to use some of the subjunctive with conjunctions such as cuando, accents, punctuation, etc. So you have these different temas and you can click on them and then you can kind of write about that, right? And then some frequently asked questions. So each of the temas, you pick a tema and there's a lot of information here to help you with it to write your final project. So again, it's just 1 page, it's 250 words about that. And that's what your oral final with me is going to be about as well. So when you go into the final written project, the video you're doing, and the oral final with me is all the same thing, just in different forms. Okay, so it's not 3 different things, it's really one thing, but just in 3 different ways. So you're going to write it out. That's why we want to make sure that's due before. And then you're going to record a Loom video and submit it 24 hours before your final with me. And then you're going to sign up for a group again in here in resources groups. And it's with 2 people. So there's 2 spots per group. And they have a lot of different times on the 14th and the 15th for you, Thursday and Friday. If any of those times don't work for you, please just let me know as soon as possible by Monday if you can, or Tuesday, so that we can schedule a different time. Then the other thing is that you'll have, besides the written project and the oral final, which is the video is part of the oral final. So part of your oral final grade is the video itself. We're going to watch the video in the oral final. You're going to meet together in the group. It's a 30-minute slot. You're going to introduce yourselves in Spanish. Hola, soy Leslie. Me llamo Leslie, soy de Tucson. Estoy estudiando lo que sea. And then you're going to one of you, I'll ask a couple basic questions just to get you warmed up and comfortable. And then one of you will volunteer to show your video. And you're just going to we're just going to watch the video. So that's why it's really important that when you're doing that video, the presentation on the video, the slides have very few words. I don't want more than 3 words per slide. If there's more than 3 words, you're going to start having points taken off. You don't want to be reading the video. So if it starts to sound like you're reading a script, we're going to know when we ask you questions about it afterwards. Okay, we're going to be able to see your level of Spanish. So really making sure that you don't read it. Okay, and then after the video, it's your job to watch your partner's video beforehand, so you have at least 2 questions for them, and then I will have 2 questions for each of you as well. And the questions should be something open-ended, right? Like, what was your favorite thing that you learned, or if we're talking about gastronomia, what was your favorite food that you'd want to try? Or if we're talking about graffiti and murales, you could say, who was your favorite artist? Something really general, easy to answer for the other person. It's not supposed to be this sort of difficult, crazy test. I know that oral finals are always really scary and stressful, so it's about making it a little less stressful, but still giving you a chance to shine and showcase your Spanish and practice that. The other thing that is the Spanish culture discussion. This is in English. It's 5 sentences, so it's pretty easy. It's pretty basic. And then the final exam. This is in D2L. It is a timed exam. It is sort of like all your D2L quizzes that you've done, but it's just a giant quiz, right, of everything you've done. So there's short answers in there. There's multiple choice. There's listening and writing out a sentence. So when you do the final exam, I have to go in and grade those, and I'll do those the following Monday. So you'll get a final exam grade, but that's not really your grade because I haven't had a chance to grade your short essay questions and your quick answer sentences. There's at least 6 or 7 questions on the exam that I have to go in and manually grade. So that's kind of all. The really important thing is that you sign up for your groups, that you do your written project. I'm going to change those due dates. If you want to do the draft, please do so. I will grade those and give you the results by Tuesday. So if you submit it on Monday, I'll give you results on Tuesday, and then it's due on Wednesday, okay? So you can do a quick turnaround and utilize those comments I give you and get a better grade. Sign up for a time to do the oral final and do your videos, okay? So you can start with your videos already, creating those, even if you did a draft, right? Because the video is separate. You already have your subject matter and your material, so you can then create your video. Making sure that in those videos, when you're doing those PowerPoints or whatever kind of decks, your presentations you're showing me, there's no more than 3 words. No more, okay? Because then it starts to be you reading it. And so more pictures, images. Maybe a word or 2 as a title, or just to show like the park of this is what it's called, but that's it, okay? And a word can be, yes, Parque Nacional de Bosque, lo que sea, is 1 word, okay? I will count that as 1 word, because I understand. But that's no more than that, 3. 3 just, showcasing what it is. That's about it. I don't want a whole sentence, that kind of thing. All right, well, if you do have questions, please feel free to email me, always, okay? Hasta luego!